Hello, hello, hello there, and welcome back to the Aceless Design Endurance Championship, otherwise known as ADEC. We are here in the Down Under at the lovely Bathurst Circus, otherwise known as Mount Panorama. What you're seeing now is not the qualifying, the practice ahead of qualifying and the race, with the qualifying starting in a couple of minutes time. So sit back, relax, get yourself something for you to enjoy this show. So, this race being the penultimate race of the season, there is a lot at stake. Current championship looking as follows. We have currently yes, I do need to get the right sheet. There we go. J Rabbit still holds that lead that they also had in the previous round. Still over Blue Racer. Now the thing is, I've spoken too soon. There's J Rabbit just stuck in the pit lane. I didn't see him on the sheet, so I was like, maybe he's not participating tonight, but he is, so he can defend his championship and maybe even extend his lead further. Because as a matter of fact, J Rabbit is already a Tier 1 champion. Seeing that he has a 228 point lead over second placed Blue Racer, and with a maximum of 216 points on offer for the remaining 2 rounds, that mathematically confirms J Rabbit as the Season 2 Tier 1 champion of this year. So congratulations to him for winning back-to-back crowns, also after the last season. Then further down the line, it is Blue Racer in that second placed spot. Then it is Gadget who is not participating tonight, so he might, or most definitely will lose his lead to Lens and Luco. And might even Bacchus is back. If Bacchus is participating, I'm not sure he is. Then there's Carpen, Vlave, Flapjack, Giclaren, Mickey, and Zulu. That's for the championship. Only a couple of minutes time before we head on to qualifying. The 15 minutes dedicated to posting the fastest lap you can do, and that will in turn define your grid position for the upcoming race. I suppose that you guys already know that kind of stuff, but just putting it out there in case you don't. I hope I'm all loud and clear for everyone, so that the stream is nice and audible for everyone. We're looking here at around 2-minute 12s in terms of lap time in these Group 4 machinery. And including quite a long pit stop time loss. That would be it will most likely be in the region of a someone is off there in the background. Who was that? That was Gr.4 who was off there. I was saying that this will probably be a 28 lap race. Something about that. Again, it is an endurance race, so there's no set lap. It's all about when the timer hits 0. As Gr.4 will serve his penalty now that he got from cutting the chicane on the top of the mountain. Quali is about to start a little bit later than usual. And there we go. That is qualifying, going to start any second now, as there is quite a bit of cloudy overcast. I am not sure if that's gonna impact the conditions out here on track today. Flapjack is already weaving, trying to get some tire temperature, as with those clouds it certainly looks like it's going to be a cold qualifying session. Even faint mist in the distance, maybe a couple of rain spots, but I don't think that there will be a lot of rain. Also, giving yourself a bit of space is very much appreciated, seeing that this is a very tight and narrow circuit. And Luca and Blue Rays have done just that, as Mickey already got himself into an half-second penalty for track limits that will drop him behind J-Red. Oh, as he actually hits the barrier, getting himself another 1.5 seconds plus some damage. I'm not sure if that was his intention to do. Lance has overtaken Flapjack on their outlaps. And now we see Lance coming around the final corner to start his first flying lap around this magical circuit that is known as Mount Panorama. Flapjack and Carmen both have started their laps, then it's Kick, Clarence, Flave, J-Rabbit and Mickey indeed comes into the pit lane to repair the damage that he has gotten himself. Then Luco and then Blue Racer has reset to the pit lane again, so he is just starting his out lap while Lance is already on his flying lap in the same sector, so that's an interesting one. Coming through the chicane and then through the dipper. Very tight and technical corner. As Flapjack getting a bit of a slide through there. Let's see Cartman handles it quite nicely. Kick Claren, a little bit of a slide. Flave also a little bit of a slide. You need to be very much on the edge around this circuit to get some lap time out of it. Seeing that the walls are really close to the circuit. Then getting right up to the side of the barriers on the right hand side out of Forest Elbow. And interestingly, J-Rabbit has put his hazard lights on. I'm not sure what's that for. And he has put them off again. I don't know why that was. Anyway, Lance boasts a 2 minute 14, but he has hit the barrier somewhere. Seeing that he has got some front right suspension damage. Currently, Kick-Laren is fastest with a 1:12.7. J-Rabbit does not complete his lap, he pulls it into the pit lane. Mickey also still on his out lap, he has reset to the pit lane. Oh no, he went in for repairs, that's what he was doing. Then Luco, next one to cross the finish line in the Lamborghini. Comes up to the line and it is going to be a 2 minute 12.9. Putting him P2 provisionally. Very tidy lap. Ahead of Cartman and Flave. Times are a bit all over the place. We have 3 people who haven't set a lap time. Blue Racer being one of them. Now coming out of Forest Elbow onto the back straight. As Lance has left the room. I'm not quite sure if that was supposed to happen. Well, anyway, we crack on. As Blue Racer only has gotten one more corner now left to negotiate. The final left-hander. Lance has rejoined the room, but I'm afraid he cannot partake in qualifying now anymore, so he will start at the back of the grid. As Blue Racer comes to the finish line, and it will be a 2 minute 13 for him, putting him P3, 24 thousandths of a second ahead of Cartman Revisor. Flapjack pulls us into the pit lane, so does Cartman. I think so will almost everyone else. Blave will not do that. Blave continues on the racetrack. Luca pulls also into the pit lane. Now Blue Racer on his second flying lap. Oh, but he has run wide. Can he keep it together? Yes, he can. Oh, but he's got some dirty tires now, and that will be his flying lap over. And he will probably head back into the pit lane. As Mickey set a new personal best lap time of a 2 minute 14.8. Putting him ahead of Flapjack. Flapjack currently the slowest of the people who set a lap time. J Rabbit still not able to set a lap time, interestingly. This will be his next attempt of making it to the finish line to set a valid lap time. Flapjack out of the pit lane, so he will not be posting a flying lap this time. Mickey might try to improve. Flav might try to improve as well, although he did not pit like everyone else did. Blue Racer has jumped it into the pit lane, which was to be expected. Is Flav up on his time? He is not. He's half second down. Probably enough reason to pull it into the pit lane. And Luca with a 3-second penalty. He will serve it towards the end of the lap. Now J Rabbit, has he put something together on top of the mountain? He is 1.6 second purple. And he hasn't even completed the lap yet. Now I hope the timing is wrong, but I suspect it is not. And this could mean that this will be a stellar lap from J Rabbit, as he has one more corner left to negotiate, and he gets it right by the looks of things. Up to the line. What is this going to be? It is going to be a 2 minute 10.6, a full 2 seconds quicker than the nearest opposition. That being quite coincidentally the car just ahead up on the road. Luca going again for another flying lap after having a change of tires. Fresh rubber onto his car, and he is gonna try to improve his lap time. Scarman is yet to improve on his first flying lap, as he now gets quite close to the back of Flav's car. That could possibly ruin his lap, as you can already see a little bit of dirty air coming from the back of that Ferrari in front of him. Ooh, as McLaren had a little bit of a moment going into the chicane, and now Carmen is going to be definitely being held up. As Flav lets them by. Flav was on his out lap, so not even pushing. Might rub even more salt into the wounds of Carmen. Gr.4 is improving, but not close enough to the margin he needs to get pole position. Flappy improves his lap time. So does Cartman, overtaking Blue Racer. Gr.4 also improved his lap time. J-Rabbit now into the pit lane, as Blue Racer now needing to answer to Cartman's change in pace, but this at wide, that's wide again for Blue Racer. Blue Racer a little bit struggling there. Oh, cutting the chicane. And just getting away with it, not smashing it into the barriers. Does get a 1 second penalty, but that doesn't really matter. Flapjack did improve his time to a 2 minute 15.1. From second to 6th place is pretty tightly contested, as Gr.4 is going 2 tenths quicker through the first opening 2 sectors of the lap, first half of the lap. Cartman now catching the back of Flapjack, who, as he has a big slide out of fourth elbow on to the back straight up to Chase corner. Going over the hill. He is currently improving by over half a second. That would put him ahead of Luca, maybe even ahead of Gr.4, as Luca is into the barrier at the chicane. That won't do him any favors. Ooh, Scarman really on the limit there, trying to straighten out the car. Cartman now closing out his lap. It is going to be an improvement, but he did lose a little bit of time. Well, a little bit, I say. He lost nearly 3 tenths in the final sector, as Gr.4 also did not improve. Now Luca will head back to the pits, but that will be end of qualifying for him, and so it will be for almost everyone. Flav trying to improve. He has improved his lap time last time round to a 13.2, putting him ahead of Blue Racer. Blue Racer now on his final lap of the session. Need to make this one work. Recognizing them both through there. Mickey improves his lap time by half a second. Just gets time in for another flying lap. So Blue Racer will be the first one to cross the finish line, as he's 1.1 seconds up. That will put him P2 currently. Can he hold it together through this final sector? That is, he has waited all this time, all this session long, to put in one good lap. I mean, his first flying lap was a banker run. Ooh, but he's a bit wide out of the final corner. It's going to be up to the line. What is it going to be? It's going to be a 2 minute 11.9, which puts him quite comfortably ahead of 3rd place. Gr.4 not going to improve. That was Flav shooting past. Will Flav improve on his time? Coming up to the final corner of this racetrack, the 90-degree left-hander. Do not mount the curb. Oh, but Flav is a bit deep. Not quite hitting the apex. as he comes up to the line is not going to be an improvement for him. Can Flapjack make a final improvement? No, I don't think he will, because he has hit the barrier somewhere around the lap. J Rabbit now, can he solidify his position? He can! To a 2-minute 10.3. A magnificent lap put together by J Rabbit. And that is pole position for the Finnish driver. Or the driver from Finland. Anyway, this is the starting order of this race with Lens in 9th place after dropping out near the start of qualifying. He did get to set a lap time, but that wasn't that lap time. Because he dropped out, he gets sent to the back of the grid. That's the reasoning behind it. Because if he didn't drop out, he would have started one position higher in 8th place. Mandatory tire, McLaren. Indeed, mandatory tire. The hard tires are still needing to be used for at least one lap. And this will be an interesting one because the pit lane is quite long. Do you take it immediately? Oh. So the grid order will be restored with Lance being promoted up a place, I think. Still, we have 4 minutes before the race is scheduled to start. So it will be an interesting one to see in terms of strategy, because the soft tires didn't quite look that comfortable. Already dying after 4 laps time. Then the wear still really started to kick in, and ultimately the tires won't last that long. So the mediums and the hard compound of tires are one to look out for. They are probably the ones that you want to be on for this race. No one venturing out of the pit lane. I think Gr.4 was very good in spotting that the mandatory hard tire was not selected, but now it has, so this should be fine now. Alright, still 5-minute break. Start of the race being pushed back a little bit. An interesting fact about this circuit is that it is officially classified as a street circuit. Seeing that this circuit is run on public streets and some houses only being able to be reached via the circuit itself. Interesting one. to note. Certainly did not expect that one from this type of circuit. On the other hand, this is Australia. Australians do it a little bit different than most people. The whole circuit can be driven on at all times. Well, at all times when there's not a race going on or when it's not closed. And if you were planning on going there, just be aware, police regularly patrol the circuit for any speedings there. And the fastest racing lap, you know this is getting to the boring stuff when I'm mentioning all different kinds of facts about this circuit, but the fastest racing lap currently is set during the 2021 Bathurst 1000 on the 2nd of December 2021, which was a 1 minute 59.8375. And that's the official fast lap time. There have also been a lap time in the MP4-23 Formula 1 car. That was the 2008 McLaren. That had a lap time recorded of a 1:48.88. But of course that was a demonstration run, not really a official lap time. And the most famous race here is of course the Bathurst 1000, which is 161 laps around this circuit, which will measure in approximately 1000 miles. And also you have the Bathurst 12 hours, which in the name it is a 12-hour endurance race around this beloved Australian racetrack. Now we should get underway quite soon. And there we go. Flapjack is starting up the race. Flapjack being the host this week, as Gadget could not make it, as he is on holiday currently. Mickey is playing in the kitty litter. J Rabbit is just waiting. For the race to start, which will be any second now. Yes, we want to get going pretty quickly now. And there we go. It is J Rabbit on pole position with Blue Racer alongside him. Then Kickler and Cartman Resizer, Luco, Vlave, Mickey, Flapjack, and last but not least, Lance. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go for round number 7. Luco getting a great start from that 5th place. And Blue Racer already up to 1st as they make it to the 1st corner. Blue Racer aggressively cutting off J Rabbit as they make their way through the 1st corner. Also Lance improving up to 7th place, having a mega start from or making up a position on this opening lap. As already we have seen a change for the lead, which will probably happen a lot, at least I would assume so, during this race. Now the question is, was that down to the tire compound? J Rabbit on the mediums and Blue Racer also. I was kind of suspecting Blue Racer to be on the soft tires, seeing how good of a launch he got when the lights turned off. And Kickler, he is on the soft compound of tire. Cartman immediately going hard compound of tires. Luco goes medium, Vlave goes medium, Lance goes hard, Flapjack softs, and Mickey medium. So the 2 Ukrainians currently on the hard compound of tire. Ooh, a little bit of a slide through Forest Elbow, as now they make their way up to the chase for the first time during this race. J Rabbit hot on Blue Racer still. As J Rabbit wants to fight back, Blue Racer wants to extend his lead in the championship over Gadget. And this will be some big points for Blue Racer if he does so. I think that will solidify his 2nd place in the championship. But first, if you want to finish first, you must finish first. If you know where I'm going. Kind of botched that, didn't I? Kickler holding on as well to the pair of them. Of course, there is a tire compound difference between himself and the top 2. Nonetheless, keeping up and already putting a gap to Cartman behind. Flapjack feeling the need to go defensive from Mickey. Oh, but Luco has made a mistake. Luco has made a mistake and luckily avoided the barriers. But it's such an easy thing to do through turn number 3. Braking for turn number 4 as well. Need a little bit of a lift, but yeah, that's quite unfortunate for Luco. He will need to fight from the back of the pack now. Upside is he has got a lot of free area in front of him. Unlike J Rabbit and Gr.4, who are both stuck behind another car. As Vlave was serving a penalty. And look at this. Already catching up. So Luco already having caught up to the back of Vlave. Oh, but he's overcooked it in the braking zone, going in too deep, trying to make that overtake work. But in doing so, going way too deep, and Vlave with some damage as well. So Vlave must have hit the barrier somewhere. Oh, and he's off as well. Oh, it's all going downhill. And I would not be surprised to see that turn into a 3-second penalty for cutting the pit lane entrance. Blue Racer has dropped down from first to third place. I'm missing all the action. There's too much going on. And it was all at the end of the lap. Maybe also overcooked it in the final heavy braking zone of the lap. Which is of course the chase. Now over the mountain, on top of the mountain, going through Skyline. Now through the S's and the Dipper. Oh, Blue Racer getting a little bit out of shape, keeps it together. Just barely, don't want to do that too often, because of one time it will go wrong. And when it goes wrong, it will massively go wrong at that part of the circuit. Ooh, Flapjack, a little bit still happy. The braking zones around the circuit aren't the nicest. You have to have a lot of confidence on under braking. Oh, and I believe Luco has made another mistake, because that's a 1.5 second penalty. Plus he has got some front bumper damage. It's also going from bad to worse for Luco. As Vlave has got himself a 7-second penalty, of which I think 3 are from cutting the pit lane entrance, 3 are from cutting the pit lane exit, and 1 second from one other corner cut. So Luco and Vlave already pretty far down. As J Rabbit gets the fastest lap of the race, a 2 minute 13.058, which was 7/10 quicker than Gr.4 and 1.1 seconds quicker than Blue Racer on that last lap. Blue Racer already trying to find some pace back, 1.5 tenths per point going through the first sector. There is some time at hand. Carbon Revisor not able to keep up with this pack in front. He just needs to run his own race currently, or these 3 need to have a massive airplane crash. But Blue Racer has got himself a penalty, a 1.5 second penalty to be exact. And he has hit the barrier, so that will really spoil a lot of fun for him. I would not be surprised to see him heading into the pit lane and changing over to a set of As a matter of fact, Blue Racer will not be going into the pit lane. Instead, he will be leaving the circuit in its entirety. Shame to see that happening. Would have loved to see what could have been a result from him. McLaren's soft tires already dying of death pretty quickly. Already after 4 laps, his front right tire already nearing the halfway stage. So you can run the tires a little bit longer than I anticipated for, around 7 to 8 laps. But yeah, by that time they will be properly done. And Cartman now suddenly finds himself up into a podium paying position. And those hard tires are seemingly not showing anywhere whatsoever. And Vlave now with a 12 sec. Oh, alright. That was an interesting one. I think Vlave just wants to have a little bit more damage to his car. There, you can see what the circuit does to everyone. Vlave has got himself 15 seconds worth of penalty, which he will not even serve on this lap. He will serve that on the next lap. Including the time that he has to vote with his damage, that is not looking good for him. Last time round, J Rabbit pulled out a 2 minute 12.7 to Gr.4's 2 minute 14.1. Being close to 1.5 seconds quicker on that last lap. Karma Reviser doing a 2 minute 14.6, so half a second slower than Gr.4 on the last lap, but with a massive tire discrepancy. So this could become spicy in the latter stages of this race. As Blue Racer is saying that he cannot really be bothered by racing. He hates the physics update that happened 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I don't really blame you for that. Vlave coming out of the pit lane, and he's nearly getting lapped already. He will be lapped at the end of this lap for sure, seeing that he still has to do that 15-second penalty. Still has to serve for that one, so yeah. Not at all a great sight. As Lance is into the pit lane. Oh, and he has had an accident. He has got some heavy damage to the right side of his car. And that forces him to pit. So a lot is happening. Flapjack and Mickey now going side by side. That cannot end well. They take it very calmly. Mutual respect being shown. It cannot last forever as Lance switches onto the medium compound of tire. Mickey really needing to hold back, being so close behind Flapjack. Has he got a run now? Going around the outside, not really happening around Skyline. He's going for a move into the S's. He is not. Thinks the better of it. Needs to stay behind Flapjack for the time being. Carmen gained 2/10 on Gr.4 on that last lap. Gr.4's tires really going off. I think he will pit at the end of the next lap. He might do so. We'll have to wait and see. Bit of a mistake from him on the last lap, doing a 2 minute 15.9 compared to a 2 minute 15.0 from Cartman. So nearly a second gained by Cartman on the last lap. And J Rabbit hitting the barrier somewhere around the lap and doing a 2 minute 17.8. It is seriously kicking off all of a sudden. J Rabbit with a little bit of damage to the front right suspension. McLaren having got no tires left almost. And Cartman having the opposite of having a lot of tires left and gaining. This is a real spicy top 3 situation that we have here. Further down, 4th and 5th place is still under dispute because these two are going at it lap after lap after lap. Flapjack holding on to his soft compound of tires. Mickey on his medium compound faring in a lot better shape. Seems to me that the mediums are more comparable to the hard compound in terms of wear than to the soft compound. Most of the times you would see it somewhere in the middle, but now it seems like it's completely, or not completely, but more shifted towards the hard compound of tires. So Flapjack is doing himself a treat here by holding back Mickey, whilst Mickey is currently now on the faster tire. That will play out for his strategy. Let's see, can Mickey get a run on Flapjack as they make their way to chase? Mickey holding back slightly. Flapjack going semi-defensive, and there goes Gr.4 into the pit lane. To get off that soft tires. And Flapjack will follow him as well. As there goes Gr.4 into the pit lane, change of tires for him. New set of tires going on. It's a set of medium compound of tires for him. Be careful on the pit exit, and that is Mickey alongside him and now in front of him. Mickey getting himself up to 3rd place, and Gr.4 will not like that, seeing that this is his outlap and he needs to undercut everyone else. Flapjack going to the hard compound of tires, trying to run long this time. As there's an 8.7 second gap between Carbon Revisor and J Rabbit. Which is now 9 seconds, so yeah, you can see the time dropping away from Cartman. As last time round Cartman was nearly a full 2 seconds slower. Let's see what this lap will give Cartman, or how much time he needs to give in. Oh, that's a slide coming out of the final corner. And now the gap has grown a lot to over 10 seconds now. So a 15.3 for Cartman and a 13.0 for J Rabbit. That's impressive stuff from J Rabbit. Look at this. Mickey has got the same tire wear as Cartman, but Mickey is on a compound softer. That's some crazy tire management he is doing currently. As Gr.4 is still behind Mickey, not a way for him to get past it seems. Both being on the medium compound of tire, but Gr.4 having an 8 lap fresher set underneath his car than Mickey has. You should expect to see a move somewhat soon, but it has to come on raw pace, and Mickey is going to stay out for a whole lot longer. You know, they might even be able to do a one-stop. As J Rabbit is just extending and extending and extending his lead. Now to over 2 seconds, or 12 seconds I should say. As Mickey has pulled into pit lane quite early, I must say. I was thinking he would go a little bit longer, and look at that, he has just pulled out behind Flapjack, reinstating the way they were before they both went into the pit lane. Now Gr.4 gets unleashed. And Gr.4 can chase after Cartman, but it's a 22-second gap. Of course, both guys still need to make the pit stop. But yeah, it's quite a hefty gap. Gr.4 pushing for it, going towards the limit of the track. Not going over the limit. And now Cartman does come into the pit lane to change off his hard compound of tire. And I don't think he will get out ahead of Gr.4. He's now in his pit stall. Gr.4 is coming past around now. It's gonna be very tight. But Gr.4 gets ahead of Cartman. Retakes second place. With Cartman now being on a couple of laps, fresher medium compound of tires. It's going to be an interesting one. J Rabbit even improving his fastest lap to a 2:12.6 on these worn out tires, carrying some damage. Now, that's just amazing. That's not even, well, that's alien-like. But yeah, that's quite the achievement. And I believe if J-Rabbit were to pit next lap, put in some fuel and switch over to the hard compound of tires, he should definitely be able to make it. And with the speed he has, not a chance of him losing that lead. J-Rabbit still continuing on, not pulling away by as much anymore. Garmin definitely closing up to the back of McLaren on his out lap. J-Rabbit did at 2:13.5. McLaren did at 2:14.8, so still 1.3 seconds in it actually. As Luco comes in for his second pit stop, finally gets to repair the damage on his car. That might have cost him a tenth or two every single lap. I'm not sure. I don't know how heavy the damage is. He does put on some fuel, not a lot though, and does repair the damage, and he is out again. And out just behind Lance, we will now chase down for 6th place. Just ahead actually is also Flapjack and Mickey for 4th and 5th place. So there's still a lot to be gained here. A 4th place is definitely on the cards for Luco still. As for these two, well, these two are... Oh, I should not have spoken so early. Is that going to be a penalty for McLaren? I think he has gotten away with it. But that was really close, seriously close for McLaren. As there comes in J-Rabbit for his first and presumably also final pit stop. As the hard compound of tire is a lot more suited now for anything racing related compared to not so long ago. Change of tires, nice and easy to the hard compound of tires, as he will finish refueling any second now. That's quite a lot of refueling that he has done. Let's go out, get out ahead of McLaren and Garmin Advisor. That's probably a deal done. McLaren, not yet. He has not been on the hard compound of tires, so McLaren still needs to make a pit stop, whilst the other two don't need to. So that's an interesting one. Blue flags are already being waved for Flav. As Flav also has a 1.5 second penalty and some rear right bumper damage. won't do him any favors. Flav will serve his penalty, and I think he will do wise in letting both Gr.4 and Carmen revise a go, and he does so. Nicely done. As look at this train, Flapjack is forming behind him, being on the hard compound of tire. He's holding up everyone behind, and in theory should be able to make it to the end. That's of course a theory. As Mickey now looking up the inside. Is this going to work into chase? It's going to need to be brave. Has he done it? And I think Mickey has done it. Mickey now up to 4th place. And more crucially, past Flapjack. And now let's see if he can make... stay there. Alrighty, Flapjack decides not to fight it and just peels off into the pit lane. Alright. Flapjack puts on a new set of tires onto the medium compound of tires. Refuels a little bit, and that should be him done in terms of pit stops for the rest of the race. Cartman has gotten past Gr.4. And it has happened somewhere around this lap, at the early stages of this lap. Probably a good run out of the first corner and up to the second corner. That's a particularly likable overtaking opportunity. Or a mistake from Gr.4, that's also a good opportunity or possibility. Seeing that he is 1.7 seconds down on his personal best lap time. Still a pit stop needing to be made by Gr.4. This is pretty much over in terms of second place hopes. Carmen posts a personal best lap time of 1:13.5, whilst Gr.4 goes 2 seconds slower on that last lap. Also not a good chicane, or not chicane, exit out of the first corner. Will not help him either. As Lens has made it up to 4th place. Luco has dropped down to 6th place, or Mickey has dropped down to 6th place. Luco has moved up to 5th place. It's all kicking off. I cannot keep track anymore. Who would have thought that this race would be so interesting? Or more like having so many different things happening all at once all across the field. Because Lance is now up to 4th place, but from bumper damage. Luco is in 5th place with better tires, no damage. Then it is Mickey, who was in 4th place not too long ago, now down to 6th place with some damage and having a very slow last lap. It is most certainly very much interesting. Gr.4 now losing another bit of time to Carmen. Down 2 seconds on his personal best lap time. I think this is also an indication that he might be backing off a little bit, trying not to make a mistake and just keep it consistent. As Luco now made a mistake, hitting the barrier, getting himself 1.5 second penalty and some front left bumper damage. Mickey having a massive drift through Forest Elbow. And Flapjack will be liking this, because this means that he's only gaining on those cars ahead. They all need to make a pit stop, plus repair their damage. Cartman posting a personal best lap time last time out of a 1:13 or 2:13.3, which is only 7 tenths slower than J Rabbit's fastest lap, which in perspective is quite something. Luco in for his second pit stop. Again, a little bit early, I feel like. But if he puts on the hard compound of tires, he is clear to go to the end of the race. Providing he does add some fuel, because he will most likely not make it on this level of fuel with 40%. And there's Flapjack. And Flapjack will get past Luco. Luco refueling 20% and repairing the damage and getting onto hard compound of tires. And that's job done for him. Now it's going to be very much interesting of how this race will pan out. One moment we had 4 cars within 5 seconds for 4th position. Now the closest battle on track is probably that one between these guys. I feel like J-Rabbit had a bigger gap than only 6 seconds. Well, anyway, carbon revisor in the middle of 2 places. As Lance now pulls it into pit lane. That should be his final pit stop of the day. Little bit of fuel added to his car. That should be plenty. Out of the pit lane and just behind Flapjack, just like we were expecting. Two and a half seconds behind Flapjack. Lance has come out of the pit lane. Cartman has made a mistake. Cartman has made a big mistake. He has got some rear right damage. and more crucially lost the place, and he's going into the pit lane to repair this damage. Was that the right call? It might have been, given that he now gets a new set of tires as well, and Gr.4 still needs to make a pit stop. He was not able, or was not going to catch the rabbit. So now gets into the pit lane, change of tires, adding some fuel, interestingly. Quite a lot of fuel, actually. Repairing the damage to the rear of his car, and back he goes out again. Mickey still with that damage. In front of his car, now Lance. He is one to want to get past Flapjack very quickly. Can Lance get past up to turn number 2 in his McLaren? He's getting closer and closer. Is he gonna pull out for a move? Not quite. Oh, but he's now going for a move. That's quite abruptly. I was not expecting him to go for a move there. I don't think Flapjack was either. And that's one way of getting past a car ahead. Look at the gap that he has already pulled on Flapjack. 3 seconds already. That's quite a lot. Mickey now into the pit lane for his final pit stop. Get overtaken by Lance and Flapjack as well, as he now pulls it into the pit lane. Change of tires, adding a little bit of fuel. I think that's enough. Yes, it is. Repairing the damage to the front of his car, and out he goes again. And he gets out behind both Lance and Flapjack, but ahead of Luco on the hard compound of tires, and Mickey now also a new set of hard compound of tires. Luco now trying to chase down Mickey for 6th place. J-Rabbit has pulled out a gap of 19.2 seconds of Gr.4, which will become even more now that Gr.4 will pull it into the pit lane for a change of tires to the hard compound of tires. But can Carpen now do something about that? It is going to be close between the pair of them, who will get out ahead of the pit lane. McLaren does need to add quite a lot of fuel. Change of tires. Adding some fuel. No repairs needed for his car. He gets out. And where does he get out? He gets out just ahead, but with the overspeed that Cartman has, Cartman retakes second place. And on softer compound of tires as well. Flav now also into the pit lane for his final stop. And out he goes. Onto medium compound of tires. And he does get a 3-second penalty for cutting the pit lane entrance. Lens with a personal best lap time of 1:13.8, which is a very respectable lap time from him. Camera revisor only 5/10 quicker than that. J Rabbit now with a 50-second lead over his nearest competitor in second place. I'm not sure what the biggest winning margin is in ADEC, but this might be one of them. Or 49 seconds, sorry. 49 seconds. That's something. There's a yellow flag ahead, and I think that is Flav. Indeed, it is Flav. Luckily, no damage for him. But he will serve that 3-second penalty, and that will probably put him behind Lens. See that the penalties are brutal around here. A 3-second penalty can cost you close to 5 seconds because of the accelerating and decelerating. Lens is on a good run of form, nearly 10 seconds ahead of Flapjack now. Only being 1.2 seconds behind Luco. On pressure tires, it still might be something. J-Rabbit comes into the pit lane with some damage. Has he dropped it? Yes, he has. He has lost 4 seconds in that last lap. Even more after serving a penalty by the looks of it. And he is gonna probably swap over to the soft component of tires to try and get a new fastest lap in. Out he goes. There was not a worry that he might not be able to get out ahead. Last time around, Carmen again with a personal best lap time of a 1:13.3. Putting himself now 3.5 seconds clear of Gr.4. As for, yeah, I think P5 definitely, but even P4 down, it's more about keeping it consistent for the last 10 and a bit minutes. As the gaps are a little bit too large to really be able to get something out of it. Same for Cartman. If Cartman can keep it together, no harm for him. Gr.4 can push quite a lot. He has got a margin behind. Now J Rabbit going on to his first flying lap. Well, not first flying lap, but his first attempt at a new fastest lap of this race. And he's already 1.5 tenths purple through the first sector. Now making his way around turn number 2. And beginning the climb up the mountain. Thing is, no one will have an answer even for his current personal best lap time. Don't think anyone has gotten into the 2-minute 12s path from J Rabbit. Oh, but he has run a little bit wide on top of Skyline. Still 2,000 purple. There's still time to find on those new soft compound of tires. Don't think he will be able to do such a lap as he did in qualifying. At 2-minute 10.3 it was. Now coming up to the final corner. I don't think it will be an improvement of his current best lap time. He might go again. Will this be the one? It's almost like gambling. Is this going to be the one? Or this going to be the one? Or this going to be the one? Not as quick as he did it last time round in the first sector. Let's ride on board, see what his lines are, what he's doing with the car to make it perform so magically. It's just all about smoothness, keeping it pinned through here. We'll keep it pinned all the way all over the top of the mountain. No, small lift over there and small lift over here. But pretty much flat. Half a second purple at the halfway stage of the lap. And still time to find. Now into Forest Elbow. Getting really close to that apex, the apex that sticks out a little bit. Seven and a half tenths on the dot. Going purple into the last three corners. First one being Chase, the second one being the exit of Chase, the last one being Murray's corner. Up to the line, and it's going to be in 2:11.7, nearly a full second quicker than his previous fastest lap. And with that, only 5 minutes remains, only 3 more laps from the drivers. Luco getting really close to the back of Flapjack. Now this will be a fight in pure pace. With only 3 laps remaining. Might even become 2 for these two. I think it will be only 2 more laps for these two drivers once they cross the finish line. So it's all to fight for. Ooh, little dummy move from Luco. Trying to scare Flapjack and making a mistake, outbraking himself, and that will be an easy pass, but no, Flapjack thinks better of it. Big lift from Luco. Doesn't want to overtake Flapjack there. Now this is a better opportunity for Luco, as he nearly gets it onto the grass, trying to get to the inside line. Luco now trying to hold the outside line, but he's not far enough ahead. Is he gonna dart it to the inside? No, he lifts off prematurely and stays behind Flapjack for the time being. Only a couple of minutes left to run. A top 5 finish is what they are fighting for. Now, on Conrad Straight, with the help of Slipstream. Not close enough. Is he going to go for a dive bomb into Chase? That's definitely close up to the back of Flapjack, but not quite close enough. Luco's still there, playing it patiently. As Luco now trying to look around the outside, not really going to work. Does go for a cutback, and that might prove dividends, as that is Luco going past on the racing line, and Flapjack slots in behind. Not a real chance of overtaking. It is job done for Luco on their final lap of this race, getting himself up to 5th place for a top 5 finish. And looking at the rest of the field, J Rabbit will start his final flying lap. He has improved his fast lap to a 1:11.6, so another 10th quicker. Flapjack last lap was even a personal best lap time of a 2:15.9. Luco being the 10th quicker on that last lap, and that has rewarded him with a 5th place. Don't speak too soon, because anything can still happen around these treacherous mountains. Lens will be the first one to cross the finish line, albeit only for 4th place. And in the end it has been a 26 lap race, or 27 for the top 3. Right about my estimate. I did not factor in the extra pit stops. Anyway, that is Lens for 4th place. Very well done. Luco hangs on for 5th place, overtaking Flapjack on the final lap and getting himself a top 5 finish. Well done to Luco. And Flapjack getting P6 ahead of Mickey, who will finish P7, with Flav finishing in P8. J Rabbit now final time that he can enjoy this lovely scenery. 3 more corners remain for him before he takes a stellar victory. Winning margin of 24 seconds, which could have been even more. Yeah, that's how racing goes. Around the final corner he goes, going towards the fence. J Rabbit, he wins the 7th round of this season. Very well done. Then there's Carpen. He will come around the final corner as well to produce a 2nd place finish for him. Very nicely to see him back on the track again, and very nice to see him claiming a podium position once more. Gr.4 takes 2nd place. And then there is Gr.4 coming around the final corner, sliding it out. He's happy, he is done with this race. It's a P3 finish for him. Very well done. That was it for this round of the 2nd season of A-Slit Design Endurance Championship. I hope you have all enjoyed it. J Rabbit saying Forza Ferrari. It was indeed a lovely Forza Ferrari moment. So final standings on screen right now. J Rabbit winning by 24 seconds over Gr.4 with a fastest lap of a 2:11.6. No one even got into the 2:12s. And only 2:11s apart from J Rabbit. So very well done to all of them. Was a difficult race with interesting strategy, must be said. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. And in 2 weeks time it is going to be the final round of the season. So that's going to be a fun one. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.